Twitter is dying. Good. Well, not really that good. I'll tell you why it's not that good. But we're here with the boy Charlie, looking handsome. Let's start the video, man. Let's start the video.
I couldn't have been more wrong. When Elon Musk took over Twitter, I was convinced there really wasn't a lot he could do to make it worse. And he has absolutely slapped me around here and spit in my face, letting me know that no, it always could get worse. I already made a video talking about his $8 a month for the check mark on Twitter, his verification, his pay-to-win opinion scheme where you can pay $8 a month to have your check mark and you get priority in the search and replies and all that. I already talked about that at length. The main takeaway there is I just find that to be really embarrassing. To publicly display that you pay for a service like Twitter is more shameful than letting people know that you pay for furry porn.
Well, the furry porn can be a lot more personal. Twitter, it's a lot of people just arguing for fun. I don't see why you would argue for fun. At least get paid to argue.
So I just thought that would be a little Boy Scout badge people would always point and laugh at you for, and that was the worst thing about it. I just thought it was silly, especially because you don't even get an ad-free experience. You're paying $8 a month, and he says you only get half as many ads, which is just a fat L. Imagine paying a monthly subscription and still getting ads. Yucky. But today, Elon Musk actually made...
Actually, he might be onto something with that one.
A much more concerning announcement regarding this new program, where if you don't pay $8 a month for Twitter, if you try and use Twitter for free, as it's always been, you're basically shadow banned. At least, that's how it sounds.
If you don't pay the $8, your tweets will be suppressed by an algorithm. Not making this shit up. He said it to a room of investors yesterday and claimed this would solve hate speech. You'll have to scroll really far to see unverified users. Oh man, I honestly don't know. As an anti-Twitter person, I honestly don't know how I feel about that. Why do you use Twitter? Honestly, tell me a good reason why you use Twitter. Is it for the arts? Is it for the porn? Because there is porn on Twitter. Why are people on? Is it to voice their opinions? Why are people on Twitter? I don't know. I only use Instagram. I don't use Twitter. So please, tell me, why do you use Twitter?
Coming from his mouth.
If I were to use Twitter, I'd 100% be like, man, this is not fair. This is bullshit. But Twitter is just like screaming out into the void, and some people respond. And when they respond, they usually be like, oh, shut up. So at least that's my take on it. I don't know. Maybe when you tweet something, a lot of people love it. Maybe you're trying to grow your brand on Twitter. I don't know. I have a friend that uses Twitter. They use it to like publish their art. So I don't know. I don't know.
Mouth. Your replies aren't really going to be seen. He says verbatim, you'll have to scroll far to see unverified users, which sounds like going forward, you'll need to cough up $8 a month in order to have a voice. To anyone with their brain even remotely functioning properly, you'll recognize this is the exact opposite of free speech, which he claims to champion for the platform.
Yeah, just definitely backwards, especially when he said that, hey, this is for free speech. We're going to let you say pretty much whatever you want and stuff like that. So yeah, it's definitely backwards, but I don't know.
But I'm just going to publicly beg all Elon Musk meat writers to hop on and talk for just a few seconds here. Put away your little sausage fingers before writing your comment about how upset you are that I insulted your savior, and just listen. Just join me on a magic school bus ride through this absolutely terrible idea, and
they're gonna tweet about it.
And why this is such a fucking outrageous program.
Yeah,
how to prevent the use of the N-word? We should be able to figure out with software how to...
I thought he was gonna say we should figure out why we can't use it.
How to prevent the use of the N-word? We should be able to
use the N-word.
Figure out with software how to moderate this and prevent that from happening.
Moderate it.
What I'm trying to achieve with this sort of enabling everyone to be payment verified with Twitter Blue is to try to get as many people payment verified as possible. It's only $8 a month.
Only.
Although some people that were complaining about that, and these are people who pay more than that for their latte.
Elon was asked his
So because people spend more money on a latte, they should be okay with spending $8 a month for your verification service. That's the stupidest shit I've ever heard.
His strategy
come out of the smartest person's mouth.
For combating hate speech, racism, anti-Semitism, all that. And he brought up the payment subscription plan as a way of fighting against it. But I wanted to highlight this part here where he compares the price of a Starbucks latte to the subscription plan, because he loves this one. This is for some
just because the Starbucks latte is expensive doesn't mean I'm going to pay $8 a month for your damn service.
reason, like his smoking gun. He's already posted this dank meme about it. So this is pretty much his anime signature finishing move. This is his Kamehameha. He really thinks this is just a checkmate, like, so you'll pay $8 for a Starbucks latte and it only lasts you 30 minutes, but you'll cry about $8 a month for Twitter and it lasts you 30 days. Curious. So you'll pay $8 for a drink and it only lasts you a couple of minutes, but you're gonna go ahead and whine and throw a temper tantrum for the same price for having a voice on a shithole platform? Very interesting.
Well, why do you want a voice if it's a shithole platform?
I'm not a Starbucks enjoyer. I don't like Starbucks. I don't go there.
Same.
Maybe the drinks are overpriced. Couldn't tell you. But that's neither here nor there. This is just like a gotcha moment that a child would think is clever. Like, Mom, Dad, why won't you buy me the new Call of Duty game?
We have Call of Duty at home.
We spend more on groceries every week, and this is just a one-time purchase. And some of those groceries are so yucky, like broccoli and shit. We're paying more for that than Call of Duty, so just get me Call of Duty. Or back in the day when streaming services first started popping off, streaming service to nutbutt.com is only $6 a month. That's less than a single meal from Burger King. It's just so silly. You're comparing things that aren't even comparable. You're comparing food to a checkmark on Twitter.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, it's so
not
dumb.
The same. It's not the same.
I also see a lot of people bastardizing what free speech means in order to fit their own personal image of Elon Musk as the Messiah. People are saying this is just how it's supposed to be. Twitter's like this big public bulletin board where anyone can go up and post something on it, but now you can pay to post something bigger on it on top of those. And I guess you're not, like, wrong, but why is that something that's good? In fact, this is the exact thing people were upset about before Elon's takeover, talking about silencing their voice, where more powerful, more wealthy outlets were overshadowing their side of things and their opinions.
Really? People are upset at Twitter because their opinions are being, like, dominated by major news sources? That's always been a thing. Always. I'm not saying it's good because it's always been a thing, but I don't get how they thought Elon was going to make it better. I don't know.
And now it's just like a blatant system that celebrates that fact.
Yeah.
And for some reason, because it's Elon, they're like, oh no, this is good now.
Part of it's revenue, part of it is payment authentication. And so if somebody, because there is a huge problem with spam and bots and trolls on Twitter, and organizations trying to manipulate public opinion. But
they can manipulate it still with this because they have more money than JB22. JB22 doesn't have $8 a month, but these news networks do. They can spend $8 a month. They can spend $8 a month on like 50,000 different accounts, and it'd be okay just to spam their propaganda. So it doesn't really make sense at all.
We can get enough verified users, and we're going to prioritize Twitter search, replies, mentions by verified users first.
This is not news. He made this very clear with his initial post saying, like, the benefits of the checkmark going forward, which is priority in these places. But what wasn't clear is not only are they getting priority, but the people that don't pay for it are getting fundamentally shadow banned. And he's going to go a little further on that in just a moment here, but I just wanted to point out that's not new. He made this clear that by paying for it, you are going to have the benefit of being, you know, the superstar of every single post you ever make, I suppose.
You're paying for clout.
People will see.
Quick question. Paying for Twitter, obviously bad, right? And the people that don't pay, they get suppressed. But instead of paying to be verified, how would you guys feel if you had to upload a photocopy of your ID, a picture of you holding your ID for you to become verified. What's your opinion on that? Because that's a security hazard. But a lot of these companies, when you do go for verifications and you hold up like a photo of your ID and whatever, if you have to make a quick video like, hey, this is me, whatever, they delete it right after they get it. So how would everybody feel if you wanted to be verified, you had to show a picture of your ID? Because you got to do that for many sites. If you want to become verified, if you want to get monetization, you have to have proof of ID, like Google AdSense. You got to have a picture of your ID. You need to have your address on there so they know where to send your checks and all that stuff, even though you can get direct deposit. So I don't know. What are you guys' thoughts on that?
See that you pay $8 a month for Twitter, they'll give you a thumbs up and start throwing roses and blowing kisses your way for such a great financial decision. This isn't any new information, but I just want to again let everyone know that this is the value that they're paying for $8 a month on Twitter.
With blue checkmark, then you're prioritized, and hateful conduct pays. But if somebody risks losing even $8, the net effect will be over time that the verified users will pretty much always be at the top of comments and search, and you won't really see, you'll have to scroll far to see the unverified users, which will be the bots and trolls and whatnot.
And so something we don't want to see, it gets pushed way down.
Yeah, just the basic...
I promise you, if this was announced before Elon Musk's takeover, there would be nobody defending it. But the fact that Elon Musk has people that would throw themselves in front of a fucking moving train if it meant saving Elon's reputation, they're doing the most incredible mental gymnastics to try and spin this as a positive thing, which it's not. This goes against free speech. Plain and simple. It absolutely does. If you don't pay, you don't have a voice. It's as simple as that. What he's describing here, where you just get pushed to the bottom and you really won't be seen, that's called shadow banning, and it's something everybody hates because it's just downright wrong. It's fucking evil. And he's celebrating it like, oh, if you're not paying me, if you don't have that check mark, you're not going to be seen. That's...
I don't know about it being evil. I don't know. Just the way he phrases it. Evil.
Something everybody hates because it's just...
It's bad. Like, if you get shadow banned, it's like, what's the point? You might as well just create a new account. But if you have to pay to create a new account, then yeah, that's wrong. I don't know.
Downright wrong. It's fucking evil. And he's celebrating it like, oh, if you're not paying me, if you don't have that check mark, you're not going to be seen. That's not a flex. That's not something people will wiggle their finger about with a smile on their face. That is a Wumbo-sized box of ass right there. What a load of shit. It's so dumb. And another fundamental misunderstanding Elon Musk can't wrap his brain around is the fact that there are people that aren't bots, aren't trolls, that won't pay $8 a month. Yeah. He says you won't see from these unverified users, that's the bots and the trolls. So in his mind, the only unverified users are bots and trolls. He can't comprehend...
And poor people.
That there's going to be real people with real voices that either can't afford $8 a month or just don't want to pay $8 a month. But he still just throws them down just like, oh no, they're beneath us. Those are bots and trolls. Those unverified users, not real people.
I mean, what did you want him to say? He's the richest man in the world in a room full of other rich people. You think they care about average people? They don't. So why would he even bring them up? They don't matter to him or to anybody else in this room. And of course he's not going to say that shit.
You won't really see, you'll have to scroll far to see the unverified users, which will be the bots and trolls and whatnot.
When this was initially announced, I thought this would just be like what verification used to mean, like just confirming there's a real person behind the keyboard.
Yeah, normal
but it's not that anymore. It's confirming it's a real person behind the keyboard, and now it's the only way to have a voice. You can't be a free user anymore, at least not one that gets seen. So if you're posting Twitter to like talk to friends or engage in conversation with people that you like, and you're a free user, there's a good chance they won't see it because it'll get drowned out by the verified users. So fundamentally, you just get pushed out of your own circles by the priority of the verified accounts. When he announced this, he tried to portray it as like power to the people, but all it is power to the people that pay. Money. So it's even more so benefiting and only benefiting the people that are wealthy enough to afford an $8 subscription to an absolute fucking hemorrhoid like Twitter, and just completely slaps everyone who can't afford that or won't pay for it. I also don't necessarily seeing it being effective at stopping scams, spam, or hate speech, because he even mentions, you know, people will pay for it and we'll just ban them. It's significantly cheaper now to pay $8 a month for a check mark than it was for scammers and all of that prior. It was like 15 grand if you bought like a hacked verified account to promote your scam. It was far more expensive. So all of those scammers that were verified and scamming are now able to do it cheaper. And probably more often because it's such a...
Just create a new account, $8, verified, spam. Get banned after you already made like $300. Make another account, check mark, scam. Ban again, you made $400 this time. Make another account, and it goes on and on and on and on. And since they're verified, it's trusted. So now what's the point of being verified if I'm still getting scammed by verified users? Like, doesn't make sense.
A lower price point for them now. So I don't see it even stopping that, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. The way he describes it, though, really does seem like as a free user, you basically can't exist on Twitter, at least not in any meaningful way with your current circles or making posts. They just won't get seen because all the verified accounts are going to be above you everywhere, not just in the comments, but also in the search. So I don't know how people are even going to find unverified accounts anymore. So yeah, that's the latest update here from this awful idea from Elon. As I've mentioned numerous times now, I really wouldn't mind if Twitter shut down just in general. I think it would be a net positive to the whole fucking world if that were the case. And this does seem like it's a push in that direction. I feel like there's not a ton of people that'll pay $8 a month to be verified, but I just don't know.
If they shut down Twitter, where would you go? If you're a Twitter user, where would you go? If they shut down Twitter. Good video, Charlie. Video. Good conversation as well. Where would you go? Because I don't use Twitter. I use Instagram. Instagram, photos, videos. That's it. I don't need to talk to people. I don't need to see any community posts. I don't need to see no blogs. I don't need to see just opinions like that. If there's an opinion that's bad, at least I see a face and I see who said it. That's why a lot of people go to Twitter. They could say their opinions, whether they're bad, whether they're distasteful, or whether they think it's good or whatever. They're still hiding behind the screen. If someone has a bad opinion, at least I see it out of their face. I know whose mouth said it, and I can just block that face, and I don't got to worry about it. But where would you go if they banned Twitter? That's all I got to say. It's your boy, Miz. Comment, subscribe. See you guys next time. So.